I kind of consider myself an artist because of the music, and I love to write music, and I've produced a couple of my own albums. One officially, the other one I never really pushed a whole lot as far as sales, but because it needed a lot of work and just wasn't God's timing. But I have that experience, and believe that will probably always be a part of my life. I grew up in the era of the good old cassette tape. And had, cheap $20 boom boxes, with just the two little speakers, sometimes the dual cassette, and sometimes sometimes I would record my own mixes, play it on one side, record it on the blank tape on the other side. But cassette tapes were big. We listened to a lot of Christian radio back then. WCRF was a big one my mom always had on, and so whatever music was on that. And I think there was another kind of more minor Christian station at the time in Northeast Ohio that kind of played some contemporary stuff, not really, but cassette tape was the big means for music for me. That dominated what I listened to. I would say just a few years ago, I was living in Utah, and I'd come through a really hard time, and that really hard time actually produced what I felt at the time was some of my best lyric writing, because I was just crying out to God like, I need you. And that just produced really heartfelt, deep, passionate lyric for me, at least, where I was just like, I would sing the songs, and I recorded some of them just on my laptop, just very cheaply, and other people would say, man, that if you could produce that well, that could be dynamic. But after that time period, kind of right before I moved to Ohio, for about a year, I would sit down at the piano and feel like I couldn't write anything good. And it was, I was in love with God, life was great. I was in this transition stage in my life where I should have been able to write a ton of lyric, at least, whether it was good or bad, I should have been able to write. And I went through about a year where I would get halfway through a song and I never do this I never write half a song and throw it away. I always keep it in my folder just in case later on I get back to it and I go, oh wait, that's inspired. Okay, I see what I was trying to do, and I use it as a building block. And I just went through about a year where that just didn't happen. I would throw everything out, and that was totally unusual for me. And I can't, I think it was just, I can't explain it really, because life was good. I was going through a transition of trying to move back to Ohio, but it was good, and I thought right before I went through a ton of really hard life changes and lessons I had to learn, and I thought writing music was going to get harder then. That's when God kind of just filled me up, and it came so naturally. And I tend to write from a place of desperation, sometimes better than I write from a place of great joy. Because when I write from a place of great joy, it's just I just want to sing hallelujah, glory be to God, don't have anything that I feel is, so yeah. I wrote a lot in that time period of desperation. I would sit down and intentionally write music. There's a couple songs that I wrote about just kind of in that same sense and feeling of, God, I'm so hungry for you. I want you more than anything. Here I am. I feel lost. I just felt God say, like, it's okay, dude. Just tell your wife how much you love her. Recently, I've written a song to it's kind of a combination, really, my wife and my daughter. and just talking about how great God's grace is, and how we're learning all over again what our love is as a couple because of our daughter.
You have produced 2 albums, I believe you said earlier?
One officially, one unofficially.
All right, let's talk about
whatever that means.
Let's talk about the official one first. What's it called?
Actually, I have it right here. It's called "Show Me the Truth," and you want me to talk about that?